What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel and you end up liking this video, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when we drop new videos. Today we're heading out for a ride. We're going to go to a couple breweries up in northeast Jersey, like towards the shore area. A couple breweries we haven't been to, and I want to talk about something a little different today. We're trying something a little new, and we're going to do discuss our top 5 favorite beers. We each have our own list. We haven't really discussed them, and we're going to see what our best favorite beers are. So we're going to go ahead and start off right now, right?
I think we start off. We'll start 5.
Number 5, and we'll count down over the course of this little video. So George, what's your 5?
So my number 5 is a kind of semi-local beer. It's by Wallenpaupack Brewing Company, and it's the Hawley Hefeweizen. I love it. It's clean Hefeweizen, lots of banana, lots of clove. Has everything that beer should have. It's nothing crazy, inventive out of the box, but it's an awesome example of what a Hefeweizen is, I think. So that's my number 5.
Right on.
Mr. Austyn.
For me, it's Desperado IPA, Screaming Hill Brewery. It's a nice
Cream
IPA.
Ridge, New Jersey?
Yeah, Cream Ridge, New Jersey. It's a nice IPA. It's very tasty.
All right. My number 5 is from a brewery I haven't been to. It was given to me by a buddy of mine to try out who gets around and goes to a lot of crazy breweries that I don't even get to. And that's from Other Half in New York, in the city, right? In Brooklyn. And it was called, let me get this right, because it was called Tremendous Cream, and it's an Imperial IPA, and it's 10%. It's nice and strong, but not too boozy, and it's just what a Imperial IPA should be, just like creamy and just, I don't know, delicious. I can't even describe it, man. So it was, and I had actually forgot about it until I was looking through my list on Untappd and was like, oh yeah. So that definitely made the top 5. That's my number 5.
All right.
So that's our number 5 out of our top 5, and we're gonna go head out now, and we will give you number 4 in a little bit. Peace. So we had a nice little ride up here on some back roads, stayed off the highway. It was really nice. Just kind of dumb luck that we found the roads, but it was a nice ride. We're up here at Jug Handle, was it Brewing
Company?
Jug Handle Brewing Company. First time we've all been here. Got some to-go beers. They got a good selection of IPAs. George is drinking a Kolsch, right? Kolsch. And we got some stuff to go. We're gonna head to another brewery, but right now we're gonna reveal number 4 on our top 5 favorite beers. I guess I'll go first. My number 4 is a fried ice cream stout from Flying Fish Brewery. That's not your 4, is it?
That's my 4.
Your 4? Oh my God! I knew we were gonna be on the list together, but I didn't think it'd be 4.
That's my 4.
All right, well I'll give
It's
it
all good.
description
No,
for
keep
us.
going.
So it's an Imperial Stout. It's like 10.3%, got actual vanilla ice cream in it. It's got some roasted malts in it. It's just really like desserty, tasty, creamy stout. It's delicious. Since that's your 4, you have anything to add on that?
I have nothing to add.
I knew it was gonna be. I knew it would be on your list.
Yep.
It's funny they're both at 4.
That's what I was like hoping it wouldn't be. It's got some cinnamon and some dark chocolate in it. So it's just like a really desserty tasting. Probably not something you want to kick back like 5 or 6 of, but to have 1 or 2, delicious.
Nice. My number 4 is also not a beer that you could kick back 5 or 6 of. It's a beer called Big Ben's Barley Wine.
Oh yeah.
From 7 Mile Brewing. And it is a maple bourbon barrel aged barley wine that is just,
That was good.
probably one of the best beverages I've had from any brewery. I mean, it was good. I mean, it was it's a sipper, not a chugger. It's a sipper.
They actually, I believe you said they only give you one of them while you're there, right?
They give you they had a one limit.
One limit.
And
because it was high, and what was the
it
alcohol?
was
like
14.5%.
14.5.
Which is actually kind of low for barley wine, but it was still good. As Austyn would put it, it was tasty.
It was
I mean,
delicious.
It was like kick back with a cigar kind of beer. So yeah, that's my number 4.
Ooh, never tried it with a cigar.
It actually might have made my list had I been able to remember the name of it, because I was thinking about it, and I never put it in my Untapped, so I didn't have it in my history.
So we will. I'll link the video above. You can see where we tasted it, so you get an idea of the color of it, and a great description from one of the guys at 7 Mile.
Yeah, I think it shocked all of us when he gave us a sample of that. And we were like,
They had
whoa.
2 of them that were very good. The other one was around a 13% too.
Yeah, I don't remember the other one because
It was the triple.
I forgot
triple.
I forgot everything.
I actually had the triple in mine, and it made my top 10, but it didn't make the cut for 5. So 7 Mile actually surprisingly good.
In Rio Grande,
New Jersey.
as Austyn put it, Rio
Grande.
Rio Grande.
And that's just a little town outside Wildwood, New Jersey. All right, so that's number 4. We're about to head to another brewery over not far from here, only a few miles. So
Bradley
Beach, and we'll see you there. Peace. What's up, guys and gals? We're back. Just took a little short trip from where we last were. Stopped to have lunch at a place called the Buttered Biscuit, right?
Bradley
Beach, New Jersey, a shore town, northern shore town. Excellent food. We did take out. Still not allowed to go in, but so we just ate. We're about to head about 150 feet down the walkway here to the next brewery, but we wanted to stop and do our number 3 favorite beer. I've had 2 beers. Number 3 favorite beer. George?
All right, my number 3, and no surprise, this brewery's on the list. My number 3 is from Vinyl Brewing, and it's Moper. Love me some Moper. It's a little 6% hazy IPA. Mandarina Bavaria hops, very citrusy, very juicy IPA. And the cool thing about it is they use a yeast called Quebec yeast, and that's what makes the beer so different. Here we go, right? So they use a Saison farmhouse ale yeast.
Did some homework.
New England IPA.
He did some homework.
And
show off.
I've never had an IPA with farmhouse yeast, and it's very interesting beer.
Nice.
Very good. That's my number 3.
That's your number 3. My number 3 is actually not like a big shocking one. It's actually one of my staples from about November to February in my house.
Budweiser?
Bud Light. No.
It's the rice.
Spellbound Brewery, local, Mount Holly, and it doesn't have a fancy name. It's simply their porter.
Right.
It's a 6.9% porter. It's very just what a porter is. Just a basic, nothing.
No frills.
No real frills. It's just a really solid beer, and I figured I drink it so much during those winter months because I tend to do the porters and the stouts in the cold weather, and I then kind of lean towards the IPAs in the warmer weather. But it's always in the house, so how could I not include it? So that's my number 3.
They also have some crazy deals on crowlers when you.
Oh my gosh! So they have, like, you roll around the holidays and stuff. They do what, like $5 refills on growlers, 64-ounce growlers. if you've already got the jar, the glass, which I have about 7 of them, you can take them in. You can get those 64 ounces filled for $5. They do that a lot during the different holidays, you know, Memorial Days, whatever, the small holidays, or even, I think even Christmas they did.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite brews, one of my wife's favorite breweries. So, love Spellbound, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Austyn?
For me, my number 3 is Bolero Snort, Mew, Shake, Cattle, and Roll. It's a 7.5 milkshake IPA. It's very, very milky, very thick, and it's very enjoyable. I like those.
Bolero Snort, we have yet to go to. It's actually north of where we are now, even more, like another 45 minutes or hour.
At a minimum, yeah.
It's north of here. We're looking to get there, but we haven't done it yet. It's a lot of highway. Not exactly as a fun ride, but we're gonna get there because they got a lot of top-notch beers. So those are our number 3.
Number 3.
We'll be back with 2 and 1 soon. We're walking about 150 feet, I believe it's supposed to be. Who's counting? That's not it right there, is it? Oh, that's ridiculous. Whew, I'm tired. Ready?
Yo.
You ready?
Ready?
Killed ass. We are back after a grueling 150 foot walk from down there by the bikes. Time to reveal number 2. But first, we're standing in front of the Bradley Brew Project, another brewery we've never been to before. Takeout again, we're not able to go in, so we really don't know how the beer is yet. We haven't been able to taste it since we're about 100 foot from the police station, so no open beverages.
Did pick up a blackberry pale ale, so we'll see how that is.
I got some sort of IPA. I don't even know what the heck it is. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. But for now, we're on to number 2.
My number 2 is The Death of Civilization in Slow Motion from Adroit Brewing in Virginia. So, very good. It's New England IPA, again hazy. And when people describe New England IPAs as dank and kind of woody and greeny, that's what this is. A very, very good, very solid, heavily hopped IPA.
And what was the brewery?
Adroit Brewing.
How did you find that?
Tavor.
That was a Tavor?
Tavor beer.
Okay.
All right, Austyn, number 2.
For me, number 2 is the Peaches and Cream from Lutland Brewing Company down in Ocean View County. It's a milkshake IPA, 7.5. It's one of those that's just, it goes down so smooth, you just want to continue drinking them. And that's my number 2 solid.
Nice.
Yep.
Ludlam's a good one. My number 2 is another one of my kind of go-tos, which I said I wasn't going to go with go-tos on this list, but I ended up with 2 of them. I tend to get it a lot. It's Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA from New Belgium.
Wow.
I get it a lot.
It's good.
A lot. It's a 9% Imperial IPA, which basically just means it's a double IPA. It's got a little taste of pine and citra. And it's a good flavorful IPA, which I love IPAs, and I just get it a lot. So I was like, how could I leave it off? As often as it's a go-to, I get it at Murphy's all the time. They got it all the time. So that's Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium, which I believe is in Fort Collins, which I think is in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
It's a big brewery, but it's one
They do Fat Tire.
They do Fat Tire, and there's another one they do.
Yeah, there's a couple
of the big ones, but Voodoo Rangers, it's good. They got a whole line, but the double or the Imperial IPA is my favorite.
Kind of surprised me with that one, to be honest with you.
Number 2. Those are our number 2. We're gonna take the long trek back down to the bikes and start making our way back home, and we'll be back with our number 1 favorite beers. Number 1, Deuces.
So we've stopped by our local quarantine closed Indian dealer on the way home here, and we're going to tell you our number 1 beer on our list out of our top 5. Who's number 1?
I'll go. Number 1 favorite beer, and I've only had it a few times because this is a beer they do like certain editions of. So my number one beer, Yacht Juice, first anniversary double dry hopped edition from Icarus Brewing in Lakewood, New Jersey. Now you guys know I like a lot of the Icarus beers because they are a big time IPA house. They got tons of IPAs. This one is just a really good beer. It's got some tropical notes, kind of a dank smell to it, but it's just freaking a delicious beer. Can't get it all the time because they like only release it certain times or whatever, because they move on and they make other like they do Yacht Juice other editions, so not easy to get, but when it comes out it's delicious. That's my number one, Yacht Juice, Icarus Brewing, Lakewood, New Jersey.
Sweet. Austyn?
For me, it's a double nickel Lotus Vanilla IPA. It's an 8%, just a nice double hopped IPA. It's got a nice flowery, fruity entrance, and then you get the vanilla in the back, in the background. So it's a nice everyday, and it's readily available everywhere I go. So that's my number one, and it's in Pennsauken,
New Jersey. All right, my number one is Astronaut Ice Cream from Illuminated Brew Works in Chicago, and this is another beer that we got from Tavour. If you haven't heard of Tavour, I'll put a Tavour link down below. It's a mail order beer. It allows you the opportunity to taste beers from parts of the country that aren't readily available where you may live. So the Astronaut Ice Cream is a lactose ice cream IPA. Very creamy, very hazy, very citrusy, Mandarina Bavaria hops, and it's just...
And it's ice cream, not ice cream, right?
Yes, that is the
funky label.
That is the funky label that they have on there.
With a big eye on his helmet. It's pretty cool.
So awesome beer.
It is a good beer.
That is a good beer.
I've had nothing else from that brewery because that's kind of how Tavour works. You don't always see that kind of stuff, but awesome. So it did get a little windy. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up.
I'm not done.
He's not done.
I just wanted to say that this was, I don't know about you guys, but this was kind of difficult. I thought it was difficult.
To pick five beers?
To pick the top five. I could have easily, I had 10, and picking which five were the top five. It was tough. I mean, we drink a lot of different beers, a lot of different breweries, different types of beer, and just remembering, that's why, I mean, I use Untapped. I don't know if you guys know about the app Untapped, where you can track your beers. You usually scan the barcode on the beer and then you log it in. You kind of do like a check-in, almost like Facebook, and then it'll keep all your beers in your history. And I had to go back and look through that because when you drink as many beers as we do, I mean, I forget about beers that I love, you know, because then you don't get them again. Or when you're doing Tavour, you don't get the opportunity to get them again. Mm-hmm. So tracking those through Untapped, if you're someone who drinks a lot of beer and likes tracking your beers, is a good app. But this was tough, man. Coming up with the top five for me was tough.
Yeah, it was. I can agree with that.
I think a top 10 would have been tough for me. Honestly, I mean, I don't think
to fit them in.
I don't think fitting 10 beers would have been much easier than.
No.
But your bottom five would have been final.
My bottom five would have still been my bottom five. I mean, there's just. But you know, there are just good beers that you don't want to leave off the list.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard, but I think all the beers. I mean, the beers you guys named too, I like most of those too. So
yeah,
it's a lot of good quality beers. So if you're able to get your hands on any of the beers that we mentioned, I definitely recommend giving it a shot. Obviously, we're big IPA drinkers. George kind of branches out into some of the other weird stuff, but
So okay, how about some notable mentions then?
Notable mentions. I had my list because I did 10.
I could throw a notable mention out there real quick.
Go ahead. What is it?
Allagash
Whites. Yes, I can.
Allagash White, and another beer that I love that didn't really make the list for me because Death of a Civilization and Moper beers that also beers that I love is Allagash FV13. And Allagash FV13 is very similar to the Yacht Juice, where it's different every year. You know, and it's about 22 bucks for a 16 ounce, but it's great beer. Yeah,
so I had, my top 10, so that I couldn't get in, 5 that I couldn't get in there would be from your Ludlam Brewing, the Big Dirty.
The Big Dirty, that
which
was
an
that's a
Imperial
good
IPA.
beer.
That was delicious. I had Cyber Bullied, which is a Bolero Snort IPA. The triple, the cherry triple from
7 Mile.
7 Mile. That's a
and
good
I'm
one.
not, I don't even like triples, and this beer was really good. That was a banging beer. I mean, if you watch that video, you'll see we commented on that. I was very surprised at how good that was, because I'm not a big cherry triple guy. And then I had another brewery that we did a video on, Tuckahoe, and What the Shuck Porter. Or was it porter or stout? Well, it was porter or stout.
Salty,
and it had a salty, almost like a clam salty taste to it. That was delicious. That was another one I was trying to figure out how to get in my top 5. But
What the Shuck, and what a name.
What the Shuck, yeah, we talked about that in our video. So if you haven't watched that, we'll probably go ahead and link that somewhere on the screen.
Those are good notable mentions.
Yeah, those are good ones. I mean, they were
good.
tough. I struggled with it, but this was fun. I thought this was fun coming up with it, and I think we'll probably do some more top fives. Come up with some more categories and share it with you guys.
What do you got for honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions for me, Tired Hands. The guava milkshake that they have, double dry hop guava. That's delicious. It's just on the other side of the river in PA. Also from Tired Hands, Alien Church. It's another great one. Same as Burt Ludlam's Big Dirty. That's a good beer. I mean, those are, and even Brick City. Brick City. They have a double dry hop IPA.
That with an X? Bricks?
Yes.
Bricks, yes.
Yep.
That's another good one. I mean, you also got Tonewood. Every time I go to,
Yeah, Fuego.
I like Fuego. Carolyn
Every
likes
time
Fuego.
I go over to John and Molly's, they have it on top, and I always end up getting 1 or 2 of those.
Carolyn's a big fan of the Fuego IPA. That's a good one.
So those are my honorable mentions.
Well, you got any honorables other than the one you said?
The one, I mean, I guess the other honorable one that I had, I don't get to Minnesota often, I mean, a couple times for work.
Minnesota, what?
Yeah, Minneapolis is a Hopstar.
I wouldn't recommend going there to pick up that beer now or this weekend or probably even next weekend. I would hold off on that.
Hopstar is a good beer. Hopstar is like a local Minneapolis, typical New England IPA, very good, and it's very like hop forward. And from a Jersey side, I think Jersey Girl makes a Citra IPA.
Yeah, I've had a lot of Jersey Girl.
And
I haven't tried Jersey Girl.
I see them in the store.
They make 2 IPAs that are really good. The Raker and their
I've seen Raker.
And their Citra is just 2 really.
I have to grab them. I've seen them.
Really
I've
good
never bought
beers.
them.
Yeah, the Raker's good.
Yeah, Source is one I want to try. I've seen a lot of things from Source. I haven't tried Source yet.
I went to Source.
I haven't tried it yet.
So I went to Source with a little Jimmy Meehan.
Yeah.
And we had some beers there. It's a really cool building. Nice brewery. They had a few good beers. Don't ask me the names. We were there for a while. I had a couple that were really good. So yeah, I would definitely. We could probably all go there, check it out.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned that is because there's a lot of people in New Jersey that collect beers, and the top ones that they collect is Bolero Snort, Icarus, and Source.
And Source is new. Source isn't 3 years old, not 2 years old.
Source has like 15 different beers.
Wow.
And there's particular people out there that they post pictures of their fridge, and literally 2 whole shelves is Source.
So that's a little challenge to us. We got a couple we got to get to this summer. Bolero, do Source. I know there's a couple others that we talked about.
I want to get you guys up to Hackensack and Hackensack Brewing and Elementary. 2 great beers. Very good beers.
You brought some Elementaries when
we've had Elementary before.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right, we could ramble about beer all day, but we're going to wrap this up. I hope you guys liked our top 5. We all had, for the most part, different ones, except for the one. This was enjoyable. We're going to do this again. We're going to do some more top 5. So hope you guys had fun today, and we are out.
Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
And stay thirsty. We'll see you next week.
Stay thirsty, baby.